Hi, Nova. This is Nova, and I haven't recorded a video since Pax died. This is Nova. She's my supernova girl. When somebody dies, I like to believe that somewhere in the universe a star is born, but it's not that simple because stars are not born individually. They are born in a cluster, kind of like a family. And I think when Pax died, he was part of a supernova that was reborn. And she is named after that moment. She is a supernova. I know I made posts in the past about how hard things were. A lot that I was going through. A lot. And I found out that I had bipolar disorder, number 2. So that's super fun. But if I hadn't learned about that, I wouldn't have been able to get the help I needed. And it's not to say that everything I said in the past was just crazy ramblings, because it wasn't. Those feelings are valid. They are truthful. They are real. But, there at the same time was there were many mistruths about how I was feeling, when it came to thinking that people were trying to wrong me, or thinking that everything was so personal, or, even when I tried to take antidepressants and I was having super agitated and sometimes even violent thoughts that I didn't understand. But, I know now that it's because when you're bipolar, you can't take fucking happy pills like that. It doesn't work. It makes you agitated. It doesn't help you like it helps other people. And so I had to get help. 2 years ago, my youngest was 5. My oldest was 5, and he was saying some really harsh things about himself. And I knew that, fuck, like I have to help him. My brother committed suicide. He's talking about wanting to die at 5. Like, fuck. Fuckity fuck. I have to help my kid. And I tried getting him help, and I realized that many days I couldn't even get out of bed. And I'm like, well, you gotta fucking help yourself. It's like an oxygen mask in an airplane. You gotta help yourself first, because if you help the other person, there's a good chance you won't fucking make it. So it's 2021 now, October, and I got myself help about, a year and a half ago, but it was bad help. They didn't know I was bipolar, and they were just giving me like antidepressants and shit, and it was just making me worse. And then I kind of just did my own research. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna figure this shit out. And I did. And I was like, I'm pretty fucking sure I'm bipolar 2. With all my research, bipolar 1 doesn't have the rapid cycling that I did. I wasn't freaking out every month or two. I was freaking out every few days. And that's indicative of bipolar 2 disorder. And after dumping my last doctor and psychologist, I found a fantastic psychologist, who's actually a student. And she and her, basically the guy that runs the clinic, who is, fully graduated and he's been doing this for 25 years, they agreed that yes, just like my own self-diagnosis, I actually was bipolar 2. And I was able to get on some meds, lamotrigine, and I never thought I'd make it. I never thought. Honest to God, you guys, I was like, I know I'm going to kill myself. I've written so many fucking suicide notes. I was like, I know I'm going to die. I know I'm going to die. I know I'm going to kill myself. And Here I fucking am about to celebrate my 32nd birthday, motherfuckers. I am so proud of myself for being the fuck alive right now. I have tears in my eyes. I'm so proud. And there's not enough of this on the internet. There's not enough of just like, you get a lot of like posts and stuff and like a lot of like maybe TikToks nowadays or like something, but this is me with like 5 YouTube subscribers, like talking about my shit that I'm actually fucking proud of myself. I'm Many of you can like understand that feeling of like to feel proud of yourself is fucking weird. We don't feel proud of ourselves. Like we haven't deserved that. I felt like I never deserved that, but fuck. I'm fucking proud of myself. I took myself. Nobody told me to get therapy. Nobody. Like, I was horribly depressed after my second kid, after my first kid too, but after my second kid, it was just like, fuck, I can't do this anymore. Like, I was writing suicide notes. And, it got to the point where, like, once my oldest was like, I want to fucking die, I was like, oh, fuck no. Lost my brother that way. Nope. I gotta fix myself. I'm not gonna have my kid die. And I'm not saying I'm fully fixed, but I don't feel like I'm at the bottom of the pit anymore. And I don't feel like I have to claw my way out with my bare fingernails. I feel like I have an elevator that is gradually letting me out of the pit, maybe one that I'm pulling the rope on, but a pulley system is way easier than clawing out with your nails. And I've got a pulley system. And I'm really happy and not happy. Like I'm not like super duper yay, like let's go have sunshine and rainbows. Like I'm not super super duper happy, but I'm okay. I'm fucking okay. For the first time in my life, I'm okay. And my PAX my beloved PAX died because of me. Because he was an indoor outdoor cat, and many people alone will say that that's the most irresponsible thing you can do. Pax wasn't like that. He was miserable inside. If he had to be inside, he was miserable. He fucking hated it. And when we started letting him out, he was happy. He would just run and just be this free, amazing, beautiful cat. And being born in the South in the country, we're taught that like animals deserve to have that freedom. They deserve that. We didn't live on like a main, highway road or anything. It was just a couple lanes and not a whole lot of traffic. And I had to pause there for a second. But he was out one night, and in our backyard, our chain link fence had like a hole under the gate that he would come through. But we had just gotten a new kitten who was about 6 months old at the time, Tango. And so I blocked it off with like firewood. I blocked it off so he couldn't just like get out, and I figured Pax would, he meows. Like he meows when he wanted to come in. And so I had woken up really early for whatever reason. I think it was the kids and I went to bed early, and my mom was there, and me and Vince went to bed early, and I heard him
sorry, I heard him meowing. And I was up, second floor, and I figured, Mama let him in. Mom will hear him, and she'll let him in, and I just went back to sleep. And all of a sudden, my mom is waking me up. I heard Silas crying first, and my mom comes in and she says, I think, he got Cy. And I was like, oh no, like, Pax got Silas. Like, Pax hurt Silas. What happened? And I was like, where's Silas? And she's like, no, I think he got hit. I was like, he got hit by Pax? What happened? And she let me know that, like, no, Pax got hit by a car. And I ran downstairs. And there were two people at my door. And they were holding his collar. They were holding his collar. And I said, where is he? And he was like, right there, right in the street. And I just ran to him and he was already gone. And I don't know where he got hit. Like, he wasn't flat anywhere. He just got hit, and apparently the driver just ran off. But these people saw him, and they stopped traffic, and they stopped everything. And I'm so grateful to those people because they stopped everything. And they protected his body. They stopped traffic. They found my apartment. And they let me pick him up off the street. But let me tell you, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Pick my boy up off the street. And then have Vince run out and think he was okay. And have me just scream, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. I've been having a lot of PTSD lately. And I've lost people I've loved, like human beings. I lost my brother to suicide. But Pax got me through so much. Like, he honestly saved my life multiple times. When I wanted to die, he would just come to me and just kiss me all over my face. He knew. And I don't know, maybe this is like, fuck. Like, maybe, like, maybe his soul came into my life to, like, help me be okay before I got, like, therapy. And then right when I start getting therapy, he's like, okay, it's okay, I can go now, but I don't like thinking like that. It was my fault. I should have let him in. I just thought my mom would. And it's not her fault. It's my fault. Because he would still be with me today if I had just gotten my tired, lazy ass out of bed and let him in. I have a picture of him that someone painted. And his face was a lot skinnier, but someone did this for me for free. It was really kind. And, I also wouldn't have this little one. And she is like, Pax was frisky and crazy, and she is just like the most loving, sweetest. Like, she just crawls under the blankets and just licks me all over. She just kisses me and loves me. Like, here, Nova. Oh, you always lick me. She's not gonna right now. She just licks me all the time. She's so tiny. Here's a pack of cards. That's how small she is. Fully grown. So I try to think, like, positively, but in the long run, I know it was my fault. I don't regret letting him be an outdoor cat. My cat's now Tango, who missed him just terribly. He wouldn't eat. He would only sleep. After Pax died, he got to see his body. I'll never forget touching his body that had rigor mortis, like, because we couldn't get to the vet. It was the middle of the night. It was a Saturday. But the day after he died, the next morning, Sunday, I live in Seattle and thunderstorms are not common, but it was a massive, fucking huge thunderstorm with rain pounding down. It was one of those proper Hollywood funerals. I've just been having a really hard time. And that's okay. I've gotten help. I've gotten therapy. Like, specifically, like, after he died, I got my therapy, got medication, started being able to help my kid. But it didn't have to happen without him. Anyway, I don't know why this turned into this. I guess there's just a lot I've needed to get out. I'm grateful. Grateful to have my life for what it is. And I always say there's nothing in my life I regret. Like, everything happens for a reason, but god damn it, I fucking regret not getting out of bed that night. It will always be my biggest regret. And my biggest fault. My biggest fault. My most shame. Long story short, get yourself mental health. Mental health help. Because, back in the day, if I felt these kinds of emotions, I wouldn't cry about them. I would just, like, freak out and go do something stupid or try to kill myself, and now I'm able to sit here and actually, like, feel them and cry about them. And that's important. It's important to cry. This is not weakness. This is my strength. Things I couldn't do before. I have my scars, but I have no more fresh wounds on my wrist. You know, I have my painful memories, but I also have my happy ones. And I know it might not sound like it, but I am okay. I am okay. Because you can be okay and still miss a loved one. I will always ache. And I will always remember. And I will hopefully not always regret. It's okay though. It's gonna be okay. It's been over a year and a half, and here I am. People say it. And I've said it gets easier with time, but it's not the case. It's a fucking wave. You know, it's like king tides. You know, the tides can go in, tides can go out, tides go in, tides go out. But then, like, every now and again, the high tide matches up perfectly with when the moon is closest to the earth, and you get these massive tides that come, like, especially in Florida, they just fucking whoosh. And that's kind of how it is with pain, you know, like, every now and again, it's just like, whoosh. You can't fucking avoid it. Can't install enough sump pumps. You can't do enough, and you shouldn't try to avoid it. It is what it is. I just miss my fucking friend. But I'm grateful for what he taught me. I had him for 7 years, 8 years. And I wish I would have taken better care of him. I wish I would have let him in. Anyway, I guess this is for the people who have, like, any PTSD like I do. People who can't sleep at night. People who have nightmares. And people who might say that, you know, oh, PTSD is only for people who've gone through war, which, fuck, dude, their PTSD is, like, super real and valid. I'm not trying to say it's not, but there's a lot of us that go through other types of PTSD. That's nothing. I mean, I used to watch my dad stick my mom's head. I used to watch my dad beat my mom a lot. You know, my brother committed suicide, and I was raped as a kid. Like, don't think that, like, oh, my PTSD is my cat dying. It's just like, I've got other shit, but, like, let me tell you, my cat dying. It was harder than everything else. I'd rather go through my childhood 3 times again if that meant I could save Maximus. Anyway, can't imagine how it would feel if I lost one of my kids. Am I right? So I'm just gonna end this fucking ridiculous video and say I got a lot of help, and that's why I'm able to talk about it. And if anyone needs to talk about their stuff, you know, I urge you all to do it, because it helps. And anyway, I'm gonna open a bunch of fucking Pokemon cards with my kids now. Bye.